Calgary Flames have still not made it clear whether they are going to be buyers or sellers leading up to the NHL trade deadline. Well, one Flame star has made it very clear what he wants the team to do, and his words will have a lot of Flames fans pumped up. Plus, the Flames have lost yet another forward, this time by waivers. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. I truly thank and love each and every single one of you guys. I cannot appreciate the support enough. Love the community we have here on the channel and just in the Sea of Red in general. Now, I'm sure you know which Flame star it is based off the thumbnail and the intro of this video, but Nazem Kadri, good old Naz, as certain people say, he has spoken out about what he wants the Flames to do. Now, keep in mind, Nazem Kadri is a guy who has had a taste of the cup, and I'm sure a lot of people say, oh, he's already won a cup, he doesn't want another again. Oh my goodness, you are nuts. I think anyone who has had a taste of the cup wants nothing more than to get yet another taste of it. So as you can imagine, you probably know which way Kadri is going to want this Flames team to go. Look, with certain teams struggling in the Western Conference, the Flames could really make a push at the playoffs this year. Does that mean they're contenders and are going to win the cup? I mean, there's certain elements that could go into saying yes, but it looks unlikely at this point. But who knows? If the Flames really do become quite big buyers, you never know what this team could look like in a couple months' time. Now, we have a great article here. It comes from the Hockey News, and it comes from Steve McFarlane, who writes about the Flames a lot. And this says, Flames, a veteran, wants general manager to be a trade deadline buyer. But will the team change course? There's so many, again, elements that go into this, so many variables. Will the Flames be buyers? Will they be sellers? Will they kind of stand pat? Will they go for the playoffs? Who knows? Stanley Cup winner Nazem Kadri told the Hockey News he wanted the Calgary Flames to add trade deadline talent after the franchise's surprising first half. Let's dive in. In a call with the Hockey News writer Carol Schramm this week, one of those veteran Stanley Cup winners, Flame center Nazem Kadri, shared his desire for management to add talent at the NHL trade deadline, not subtract. So the Flames, of course, have been involved in so many rumors involving, honestly, so many players. Of course, the obvious ones in Kuzmenko, Dan Vladar. There have been other players involved in rumors as well, like Rasmus Andersson, even though he's made it clear he wants to say Kadri himself has been involved since I think a lot of teams would love his services. And we might have another trade proposal type video in the near future because I saw a crazy one on Twitter that involves Kadri. But either way, it's interesting to note that Kadri does not want the team to subtract. He would rather have them add, as I'm sure a lot of players on the Flames do as well, especially ones that haven't won the cup. Guys like Huberdeau, MacKenzie Weegar, veterans that are getting up there. Of course, Michael Backlund, how can you forget about him? Here's his quote. I think that's the goal, is to try to improve, try to become more competitive, Kadri said in a phone interview with Schramm on Monday. If you get one or two pieces, all of a sudden you've got some momentum and you're heading into the playoffs fully equipped. That's what we would love to see. He's speaking on behalf of the players in the dressing room, and my assumption is that that's the sentiment all across the dressing room, of course, is, that these guys do want to add, they do want to compete for a cup. Of course, they're pro athletes. Why wouldn't they? That's unlikely unless the improvement continues to align with Conroy's vision of adding players with youth and term. He's not about to completely abandon the plan based on some success. Does that mean Conroy is suffering from success, to use a little, I guess, hip-hop term in there? It's interesting to note here that obviously Conroy's vision is still to commit to the future. If he is going to acquire a player, he's got to be a young player, preferably a right shot center that can be here for quite a while and be a part of teams that are hopefully ready to compete in the future. But this team is doing so well. They're overachieving. Dustin Wolf is absolutely incredible. And, the Flames find ways to get wins, as they seem to have always been able to do in the entire franchise's history. But it may be up to the players who have taken the team this far already. They've lost Mantha, Kirkland, and now Connor Zary to injury. But in their absence, they're seeing guys like Coronato, Pelche, and Karen step up and keep the Flames competitive. So even with all these injuries, the Flames are still in a playoff spot currently and are going after the playoffs, as, again, everyone would kind of expect here. As Kadri said, they're a team that never quits. Again, they just find ways to win. It's hard to compete with because how do you truly beat somebody that keeps getting up and coming back for more? Kadri said. We've definitely been able to find some chemistry and have a good mix of great leadership and some young kids that are coming up and playing well and establishing themselves as NHL players. The Flames, hey, sometimes they go down both physically and on the scoreboard. And again, they claw back and they play just aggressive, energetic hockey that keeps them in games. I mean, sometimes on the back-to-backs, you can tell they're absolutely exhausted, and that's when they don't play all that well. But still, they play hard-nosed hockey, and it sometimes just works out really, really well for them. Kadri would like to add more people that fit into that, into the view of kind of the team this year, into the passion, into the physicality, and who knows? The Flames could very well find themselves in a playoff spot come, April. So we'll just have to wait and see what the Flames do, of course, leading up to the deadline, but hey, I'm sure Conroy is going to be listening to his players when it comes to what they want to do. You don't want to upset anyone in the locker room like what happened last year. So again, we'll just have to wait and see. But like I mentioned in the intro, we do have another forward that's actually gone. So this year, I mean, we just saw a few have gone down to injury. Guys like Mantha, Kirkland, and Zary out with injury. We lost Cole Schwint earlier in the year to waivers, and now the Flames have lost Walker Duehr. Now, he was placed on waivers yesterday. Today, San Jose claimed Duehr off of those waivers. So San Jose has claimed Walker Duehr off waivers. Duehr got into 84 games with Calgary over 4 seasons. I know a lot of people weren't exactly pleased or thrilled or impressed with his game, especially this season, but I think a lot of people also loved the speed he brought to the game. His size is obviously very good. Maybe the production wasn't exactly where most people wanted it to be, but it is unfortunate that the Flames once again lose yet another forward. The forward depth, starting to get a little bit depleted, not in a bad way because we have so many guys on the Wranglers that people want to see come up, which actually brings me to my next point in that. So who's joining Rory Cairns with the Flames? Choose your fighter or call up, says Ryan Pike here on Twitter. So as you can see, these are the leading scorers for the Wranglers so far this season. Second place, of course, Rory Cairns. He's already up with the team. So who's next? Will it be a guy like Dryden Hunt, who we've seen already? Or will it be time for Clark Bishop, Martin Ferk to finally get some NHL action again? Or could we see William Stromgren make his debut at the NHL level? Or could it be even someone else? Now, it'll be interesting to note who they do end up bringing up because, Walker Duehr going on waivers was obviously a transactional business move, and the risk of it is you risk losing the player, and that is, of course, what happened here. But if we take a look at what the lines are today at practice, because the Flames, once again, do not have a game today, the top line was back to Huberdeau, Kadri, and Pospisil after, I think yesterday, Duehr was actually the man on that top line with Huberdeau out. But Coleman, Backlund, Coronato remain together. Cairns, Sharangovich, and Kuzmenko. That is going to go down as one of the Calgary Flames lines of all time. And then the fourth line, Lomberg, Rooney, and Pelche. Could someone come up and replace a guy like Rooney on that fourth line center? Could be very interesting to know. Defense remains pretty much the exact same. Ball and Andersson, Weegar, Miramanov back in not Hanley, and then Bean and Pahal with the fourth one of being Hanley and Barry this time around. So let me know, who would you like to see come up next? And do you think it was right of the Flames to risk losing Walker Duehr here? I don't think it's the worst case scenario. It is sad to see him go. Hopefully he, can gain some success in San Jose and find a good roster spot there. You always wish the best for the players that were on your team, of course, but very interesting to know, who would you like to see come up? I don't know. I kind of want to see a Stromgren make his debut. Maybe they'll wait for later in the season for that to happen, but it could be very exciting. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, as we love to do here on the channel. This one's a bit of a different one. We're kind of making wishes come true on a Wednesday here, Wishing Wednesday, and we just love to spread happiness here. So Mike Woods, this one goes out to you. He says, I don't know when, but I'm going to make the comment of the day. Just going to be informative and maybe a little bit of humor. And honestly, this comment had a little bit of information and humor in it. So there you go, Mike. Comment of the day today. I mean, ask and you shall receive, of course. So that was a good comment there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.